What is up, everybody? Kick06 back with another test video with a Ryzen 7 8700G. Before we get started, I want you to know that the links to every single part in my test build, as well as the link to my Discord, are going to be down below. Also, with the last 6.5 minutes, I believe, of this video is going to be the informational part, where it's going to tell you all the software that I downloaded and all the configurations that I changed, all the overclocking, all the things that I did to this CPU to make it perform the way it is. All that's going to be in the final 6.5 minutes. It'll be a how-to, and it should answer any other questions. But whatever other questions you have, feel free to put them down below, as well as any other game that you want to see tested. If it's free, cheap, or I own it, I'll make a video as long as I know you want it. Just put it down in the comments and I'll get that taken care of for you. As for the game, it is Valorant today, and we are going through low settings, medium, and high, and we're actually doing 6 different settings. We're doing low with all of the extras off, then we're doing low settings with the extras on, medium with them off, medium with them on, and then high with none and high with the extras on. Once we get to the once it gets to a part where it is changing the settings, you'll see that at the bottom of it, it has 6 different options just for higher graphical output. I wanted to see what it would do with them off and on, and I think I got you a pretty decent representation. One thing that I'm gonna see, and I saw this the first time that I did this about a year ago on the CPU, people would come in and say, well, I'm getting 200, 300, whatever FPS on my 4300G or whatever graphics card, or whatever APU, sorry, whatever APU they're on, 5700G. And I will say that, yeah, you probably get those FPS, but couple things. One is it really comes down to 1% lows in shooters, and as you can see right now, we're at 103 at 1% lows, which means at the 1% worst it has been the entire time, you're getting 105, 106 FPS right now, and the average gaming monitor is about 120 FPS. So the lowest you're gonna get on this CPU is the max of a lot of people's gaming monitors. So you can get higher numbers. I can get this number up to 300, 400 if I really wanted to tweak stuff, but it would really just hurt the output. With that being said, I'm pretty sure that's all I have for this. I don't really have a setting that I would prefer. Generally, if I was to keep this as my gaming rig, I would probably just put it on medium, but you have zero issues with this on high settings, and you'll see this as we get going. But that's going to be it for me. I hope this answered some questions, and again, if you have any more, feel free to put them down below. I'll make a response video testing whatever you want to see. As long as I own the game, yeah, I can get it done for you, so let me know. But other than that, that's it for me. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you in the next video.
I hope this one's exciting. Enemy spotted B. Spike spotted B.
Spike down B.
Breaking them. Destabilizing.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
I'm ready.
Barrier created.
Enemy spotted A. Enemy spotted A. I got ISO. Multiple enemies A. Headshot. Enemy spotted A.
You will not kill my allies!
Spike down A. Last player standing. 30 seconds left. Spike planted.
We got this.
Let's go! Barrier created. Enemy spotted B.
Bye. My ult's ready.
Focusing.
Toasted.
Spike planted.
B. Removed. Enemy spotted B.
One enemy remaining.
Well.
Last player standing. Clutch.
Every fight is a lesson.
Take them one by one.
Wall raised.
Enemy spotted B.
The hunt begins!
Smoke's down.
Spike planted. Last player standing. Long.
Instinct only goes so far. Skill covers the rest.
Estão disponíveis na nossa aplicação visitas com audioguia para o Jardim dos Heróis. Faça-as gratuitamente através do seu dispositivo pessoal.
Destabilizing.
Enemy spotted B.
See ya.
Stop fire. Enemy spotted me.
30 seconds left. Spike planted. Last player standing.
Who am I kidding? My knees are gonna kill after this.
Spike planted.
It's you and me.
Last player standing.
My smokes can block the enemy's line of sight. Once they're blind, we move.
Wall raised.
Spike planted.
You had your fun. My turn.
Enemy spotted B.
Last player standing.
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team. So, what's the plan?
Through the calm, I see. Through the storm, I fight.
Enemy spotted B.
Show me a target. Breaking them. Making cover.
Last player standing. Spike planted. Flawless.
If I may, I'll go in first. Thin out their numbers.
Enemy spotted B.
Spike down B. Last player standing. Spike planted. Last round before the switch.
User credits. They're doing the same.
O Jardim dos Heróis está aberto ao público todos os dias. Dias úteis, das 8 horas às 21 horas. Fins de semana, das 20 horas.
It's you and me.
Enemy killed.
Focusing.
Reloading.
Watch this!
Spike planted.
The hunt begins! You're finished? Open up the sky!
Last player standing. Switching sides. Match point.
Remember to talk to each other out there. If we communicate, we win. It's our turn.
Show me a target.
Our carrier's dead.
Spike down B.
Unavoidable. For you.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Defenders win.
What is up, guys? If you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope you found them helpful. Over the past couple days, I have tested about 20 different games, and this is kind of the part where I just want to go over with you guys my settings and maybe go over an issue or two that I had. First off, this right here is called FPS Monitor. I got it off of Steam. I believe it was a couple bucks, but this is where I got all the information that was in, I think, all but one of the videos. And I think Counter-Strike 2, I think, did not take this. I don't remember. One of them didn't like it and it wouldn't work. But FPS Monitor on Steam, I think it was a couple bucks, but that is exactly what I used. As for this is the Adrenaline. This is the AMD Adrenaline app that you will need if you are going to get the CPU or any of the G series from Ryzen. So HyperRX is well known for it being the best for FPS. It has the Super Res that was on, Fluid Motion Frames 2 that was on, Anti-Lag and Boost. All of these were on. You can go to quality, and I think it's pretty comparable, but based on my research, HyperRX is definitely the one that you want to go to for performance, and you can get all these. You can have your own overlay. You can set it up here. I just didn't do that because I like the way the other one was formatted a little bit better. Here's the system right now. I have 32 gig of RAM installed. There's the Ryzen 7 8700G as advertised. So right now it says there's only 24 gig of RAM, and I will tell you why right now. I went into the BIOS and changed the UMA frame buffer size to 8 gig, which means that I took 8 gig of the physical RAM and turned it into VRAM for the APU, so it would have more power. With 32 gig, that gave us plenty of room since most of the games today did not even get over 20 gig usage of RAM. So that gave us some extra FPS. So that's why I did it. I allocated 8 gig of RAM, and that's why right there. I had a question in my chat before that was asking me what version I was using of Windows. So there it is, Windows 11 Home. There's the version in the OS build. So the next thing that I wanted to show you was AMD Ryzen Master. This is where I go for basically the overclocking, really. So I set it on game mode, turned on Precision Boost Overdrive. On top of that, I came down to SOC voltage. So the GPU SOC voltage was, I set it to 1.275, and I will tell you exactly why. Once I got into the more demanding games like Halo and Warzone and Ark, the computer started just resetting on me, and it would just reset and go right back to the login screen. So I did a little bit of research on Reddit and YouTube, and I found one guy that said he had those same exact issues, and he said it was a voltage problem. So he raised it up to 1.275 volts, and it worked flawlessly, and it was stable, and he never had an issue again. I think, if I remember right, it was on like 1.15 or 1.175, something like that. So he didn't raise it a crazy amount, but over the past 7, I believe, the past 7 games that I tested, 0 issues and no issues, no criticals in the event viewer either. A couple other things in the BIOS, like I said, I allocated that VRAM. I made sure that the resize bar was enabled. I set the F clock to 2500 and the U clock was at 3000 because I used 6000 megahertz RAM. And XMP was on for this, by the way, in case you were curious. Let's see what else I have for you guys before we go out. So that FPS monitor app that I use, it showed the 1% and 0.1% lows. And I just want you to know that the first 20 to 30 seconds after I changed to a different graphical setting, it kind of resets that. So the first 20 to 30 seconds are not trustworthy. So if I switch over and you see, oh, it's only 5 FPS for a 1% low for 25 seconds. That's awful. It was not that bad, which is why it went from 5. In most cases, it went from that 5 FPS or 2 FPS all the way up to 30 or 40. It just had to reset, and it basically has to play catch up. One other thing I wanted you guys to understand, all of this testing was done on a 27-inch Asus TUF curved 1080p 165 hertz monitor. The frames were basically the frames were uncapped if it was possible, and if possible, every single one of these games was done in full screen exclusive. And the last thing I wanted you guys to know is that all of the recording and all of the FPS monitoring software was done on the computer while playing the game. So I did go back and I played 5 to 10 of the games over again just to see the difference in the FPS without having to run OBS and FPS monitor. And it came down to about a 5 to 13 FPS differential when the OBS and FPS monitor were turned off. When the game was the only thing running, there was an increase of about 5 to 13 FPS on average. And I know that's kind of a very precise number, and that's just exactly what it was. So that is going to be it for me. If you have any other questions, or if you want to see any other games, please feel free, put them in the comments below, and I will get to them. I plan on keeping this computer for a while. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Don't be safe, don't do anything stupid, and I will catch you guys on the next video.